is known by the name of which Norfolk family?
Paston.
Correct. Which legendary Greek brigand is said to have stretched or mutilated his victims to conform them to the exact length of his bed?
Procrustes.
Correct. The Vedas are the four ancient sacred books of which religion?
Hindu.
Correct. In 1950, which former U.S. State Department official who had served as an advisor to Roosevelt at Yalta was imprisoned for perjury after he denied spying for the Soviet Union?
Pass.
What is the main ingredient of the Swiss traditional dish rosti?
Cheese.
No, potatoes. In 1956, which theatre company, founded to perform new and experimental drama, was established at the Royal Court Theatre under George Devine?
Pass.
Protium, deuterium and tritium are isotopes of which chemical element?
Hydrogen.
Correct. Which 18th century English artist painted the landscape known as Cornard Wood, owned by the National Gallery in London?
Pass.
What is the meaning of the Latin phrase pericolo meo?
My danger.
Yes, at my own risk. Which English dramatist, whose works include The Fair Penitent, became Poet Laureate in 1715?
Pass.
In 1992, Sir Thomas Bingham succeeded Lord Donaldson in which senior judicial post?
Master of the Rolls.
Correct. Which is the largest natural lake in Europe which discharges into the Gulf of Finland by the River Neva?
Lake Ladoga.
Correct. In the House of Commons, no proceedings may take place unless which symbol of authority is present either on or below the table?
The mace.
The mace is right. At the end of that round, Mike Watson, your score has gone up to 23 points. Another 5 passes, I'll run through them. The 18th century epistolary novel by Leclos was Les Liaisons Dangereuses. The former U.S. State Department official who was jailed for perjury after denying spying was Alger Hiss. The theatre company founded in 1956 for new and experimental drama at the Royal Court Theatre was the English Stage Company. The 18th century English artist who painted the landscape known as Cornard Wood was Thomas Gainsborough, and the English dramatist whose works include The Fair Penitent, who became Poet Laureate in 1715, was Nicholas Rowe. Mike Watson, thank you very much. Now, Ian Sanderson again, please. He is a part-time Open University course tutor on processor-based computers. He comes from Inniskillen in Northern Ireland originally, now living in Romford. Scored 12 on the history of computers. Your general knowledge questions are starting now. In sale advertisements, the letters ONO after the price stand for what?
Or nearest offer.
Correct. In 1955, which great physicist was offered the presidency of Israel but declined the invitation?
Pass.
What is the name of the leader of the wolf pack in Kipling's Jungle Books, adapted as a name for the leader of a pack of Cub Scouts?
Aquila.
Correct. Who co-wrote with Donald Swann the songs The Hippopotamus and The Gas Man Cometh?
Michael Flanders.
Correct. Which English king, in alliance with the Holy League, routed the French at the so-called Battle of the Spurs in 1513?
Henry VIII.
Pardon me, is correct. In Northern Ireland, in which town on the River Bann are the administrative headquarters of the University of Ulster?
Coleraine.
Correct. A vessel in which the planks of the hull meet edge to edge is described as carvel built. What term describes a boat in which the planks overlap each other?
Clinker built.
Correct. Who is the detective hero of Dashiell Hammett's novel The Maltese Falcon?
Sam Spade.
Correct. In 1944, the wealthy shipowner Sir William Burrell presented his great art collection to which British city?
Glasgow.
Correct. The Vinson Massif in the Ellsworth Mountains is the highest peak of which continent?
America.
No, Antarctica. Last year, who became the Republic of Ireland's Foreign Minister and Deputy Prime Minister?
Dick Spring.
Correct. In the 1950s, Colonel George Grievous led the Aoka terrorist campaign against the British on which Mediterranean island?
Cyprus.
Correct. To which order of large reptiles do caimans belong?
Crocodiles.
Correct. Afonso Henriques defeated the Moors at the Battle of Ourique in 1139 and became the first king of which European country?
Spain.
No, Portugal. In mechanics, what name is given to the point of support or pivot of a lever?
Fulcrum.
Correct. In the Christian Church, what name derived from Latin meaning supplication is given to the 3 days preceding Ascension Day?
Pass.
The city of Copenhagen stands on which large Danish island?
Zealand.
Correct. Which 1935 film starring Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers featured Irving Berlin's song Cheek to Cheek?
Top Hat.
Correct. Which fabulous sea monster, having the 4 quarters of a horse and the tail of a fish or dolphin, was represented drawing the chariot of Neptune?
Pass.
What was the original, I've just started so I'll finish, what was the original occupation of John Boyd Dunlop, who patented a pneumatic tyre in 1888?
He was a vet.
He was a vet indeed. And at the end of that round, Ian Sanderson, your score has gone up to 27 points. Another 3 passes. The great physicist who was offered the presidency of Israel in 1955 but declined was Albert Einstein. The name derived from Latin meaning supplication, which is given to the 3 days preceding Ascension Day, or Rogation Days. And the fabulous sea monster, who's represented drawing the chariot of Neptune, is the hippocampus. Ian Sanderson, thank you very much. Now, Michael Chivers again, please. He's a bank officer. He's assistant manager in commercial banking with the National Westminster in the City of London. Originally comes from Bushey in Hertfordshire, living now in Canvey Island in Essex. Scored 17 points on 19th century classical music, to be lying in second place at the halfway stage. Your general knowledge questions are starting. Now, with which sport are the Harlem Globetrotters associated?
Basketball.
Correct. Olfactory organs are associated with which of the 5 senses?
Smell.
Correct. In 1070, which folk hero led English resistance to the Normans from his stronghold in the Isle of Ely?
Harold the White.
Correct. The 17th century opera The Return of Ulysses to His Country is usually credited to which Italian composer?
Monteverdi.
Correct. The trial of the Picts, conducted annually by a jury of the Goldsmith Company, is a test of the accuracy, composition and weight of what?
Kyber.
No, coins. What kind of mammal is a mandrill?
It's a monkey.
Correct. In the 1930s, which American author wrote the novels Tobacco Road and God's Little Acre?
Erskine Childers.
No, Erskine Caldwell. In 1905, the Treaty of Portsmouth ended a war between Russia and which other country?
Japan.
Correct. What name is given to the parallel of latitude at 66 degrees and 32 minutes north of the equator?
I think it's north.
No, the Arctic Circle. Which Swedish author wrote the plays Miss Julie and The Dance of Death?
Strindberg.
Correct. In chemistry, what name is given to the process of vaporization followed by condensation used to separate a liquid from a solid or from another liquid?
Sublimation.
No, distillation. What is the meaning of the expression according to Hoyle?
By the rules. By the book.
Yes, in accordance with the strict rules, is correct. The DAX, D-A-X, is a share price index operating which European country?
Pass.
Which Dutch artist, remembered for the geometric abstract style he called neoplasticism, painted Broadway boogie-woogie in the early 1940s?
Pass.
What is the literal meaning of the Old English word Godspell, from which the word gospel is derived?
Pass.
Which epic poem begins with an argument between Agamemnon and Achilles and ends with Hector's funeral rites?
The Odyssey.
No, the Iliad. Which great actor-manager associated for many years with the Lyceum Theatre was originally named John Henry Brodrib?
Henry Tree.
No, Henry Irving. The Republic of Djibouti, which gained independence in 1977, was formerly a territory of which European country?
Pass.
In the United States in 1841, in which office did John Tyler succeed William Harrison? And you may answer.
President.
President is right. At the end of that round, Michael Chivers, your score has gone up to 26 points. Four passes. The DAX is a share price index operating in Germany. The Dutch artist who painted Broadway Boogie Woogie is Piet Mondrian. The literal meaning of the Old English word Godspell is good news or good tidings, and the Republic of Djibouti was formerly a territory of France. Michael Chivers, thank you very much.